Hey, Ben here with the Ultravox team. And in the next few minutes, I'm going to show you how to use a brand new feature that we just shipped called agents. Now, you might be thinking, well, hey, Ben, I could always make agents with Ultravox. That's true, but what we've done is we've made a primitive in the system that allows you to make things much more quickly with less code and make them reusable. So let me get into this. And first of all, just by way of comparison, this is the old way, okay? This is just sample code from one of our quick starts. And you can see here, there's some boilerplate at the top, but we have a lot of stuff we put in here every time we create a call. We put in the full system prompt, we put in our tools, we then pass in this config, and then we start the call, okay? So that's the old way. Now the new way looks like this. And again, most of this is boilerplate. The entire config is right here. And what is that? Like 10 lines of code. Okay. So we're going to come back to this in a second because what I want to do now is actually show you here inside of the Ultravox console how you can make an agent with no code. So clicked on agents here on the left. I'm going to click new and I'm going to create an Ultravox expert. So what I've done is I've created a corpus already, went out, crawled the Ultravox documentation. So let's actually hook that up through the RAG setting here. And then if you notice here in settings, I can specify all kinds of things, the join timeout, max duration of the call recording. I'm just going to bump up the temperature here to 0.3. I could change first speaker. I'm actually going to leave it here as agent. So if we wanted to, we could test the agent right here inside of the console. I'm not going to worry about inactivity messages or voice activity detection. So let's apply that. And now let's go back to code and grab our prompt. So the prompt is right here. And we'll jump back to the console. And there we go, we have an agent. Now, one other thing that's really cool about agents, and you can see right here, uses mustache templating. So what that allows us to do is I can, and I've actually just written this over here so you don't have to watch me type, but I'm just going to paste in another bit in here. So you can see if I use this double curly brackets, I can pass in now variables at runtime, at call creation time, and that will pass into the system prompt and other strings actually that we have. So let's just save this and we'll jump over here to copy the ID. So I'm going to jump back into code and go in here, paste that in. Now, one thing I want to mention is I had already written here this input data. So this allows us to specify any content we want to pass in at call creation time, and then those get populated into those mustache template variables like we just saw. We just add template context to the call config, and let's start this up. And if everything goes to plan, I should get a call right here. Now there it is. Hello?
And I hope you're doing well. I wanted to follow up on our previous conversation about creating an agent in Ultravox. Do you still need help with that?
Yeah, great. Thank you. I'm not going to bore you with the full call there, but you can see how easy that was to create an agent using no code. I still have to use code here to wire it up to Twilio and to pass in that context. But I think you get the idea of how powerful this is. Let's jump back over to the browser here one moment, and I want to just show we've got a guide here in our documentation called Creating Agents. So read this, follow this. We also have a new agents area in the API reference. So you can create agents programmatically. You can do all kinds of things here, but the key is this create agent call endpoint. Once we have that agent ID, we just pass that in. So we're not creating a call like we have done in the past with Ultravox. We're creating an agent call. And then I want to point out that there are a lot of parameters. Here's template context that we saw earlier where I passed in those variables, but I can override things like initial messages and metadata and so forth. So you might remember in the console, I said that the agent should speak first. That works best when you're in a web application, but I overrode that setting in the call. So hopefully you're as excited about agents as we are. We think they are a much better way to create and reuse, not have to put all that code in and config in every time when you create calls. So please give them a try and let us know what you think. Thanks.